How can you go from an invincible side, a team that they would debate until they're blue in the face, for lack of a better term, that was the best Premier League side of all time, but they've not won it since. It's weird, that, isn't it? Arsenal fans, it's time for a wake-up call. It's time for a reality check. I think it's got to that point, right? I think personally, and whatever you class my opinion, it's an opinion. It's an opinion. Doesn't make it true, even though it is. And everyone else thinks it except for you guys. I'm here to break it down as to why exactly Chelsea Football Club has surpassed, and for my reckoning, it's been like that for quite a while, but it has surpassed Arsenal as the #1 club in London. Ladies and gentlemen, might I immediately take your gaze to this, your vision to this. It may be blurry, but for those of you that are short-sighted or poor in sight, it does in fact say champions of the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with this evidence I have here, would it surprise you to learn that this is actually about 4 years old? This isn't even the first one, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first one of 2. I need to update it. That's in itself speaks volumes, ladies and gentlemen. Of the jury, I bring you my first piece of evidence, and that is, of course, Chelsea are the champions of the world. Not for the first time, but for the second time. And I wanted to wait until this video. Wait for this video. I've been wanting to make this video for quite some time. I wanted to wait until, the dust had settled. We've won the Club World Cup. I wanted to wait for the inevitability that was Chelsea winning a second Club World Cup, because no one saw it coming. No one saw it coming. But we did it. We've got #2. And now it brings me great joy, great pleasure to break down to you why exactly Chelsea are the biggest club in London. And again, by my reckoning, it's been like that for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, please do like the video, subscribe, or dislike. If you're an Arsenal fan, dislike it. Who gives a fuck? Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I feel as though we've been duped. I feel as though that the neutrals have been duped as well. I feel like the world has been duped by Arsenal, by Mikel Arteta, into believing that this Arsenal side is one of the best sides in the world. One of the best teams in the world. Despite the fact that they have won fuck all. They've won nothing. They won a Community Shield back in 2023. Oh! Another one back in 2020. And that's about it. Since the turn of the 20s. Before then, I will concede, you did beat us, albeit controversial. It wasn't a straight-up defeat. You had some help from Anthony Taylor. You if I'm not mistaken, had some dodgy dealings in how you went about winning the game. But, a red card to Kovacic that wasn't meant to be. Sour grapes, not on this side of the pitch. I'll tell you that much. I'm past that point. I've grown since that point. We've gone through a pandemic, and we've come out the other side. And somehow, Arsenal are for some reason seen by many, mainly themselves, as still the biggest club in London. And frankly, I am rather confused. I'm rather confused. Because if I cast your minds back to a year or two before that, you look, and we'll get onto the European side of things, shall we? 2018-19. Not our first rodeo. No. But it was a big day. Arguably the biggest day in Arsenal's history, as they had the chance to finally lift some European silverware. And it didn't really work out too well. It didn't really work out too well for them. Now they would argue, the location, the trickiness, the financial aspects of getting to Baku made it tricky, and that the fans couldn't get fully behind them, and the players, they suffered as a result. Weird though, it is weird. It didn't seem to make an effect for Chelsea, no less. It didn't seem to affect one of your old players in Olivier Giroud. No. He seemed to flourish quite well. Top scorer in that competition, if I remember correctly. But then we cast our minds forward, of course. 2019-20, you did beat us in the FA Cup. I will give you that, granted. But then the year after that, what happened? What happened there? Something about us winning the Champions League? Unsure. And what's that, like the space of 4 years? 2 European Cups? 2 Champions Leagues in 10 years? 9 years, actually. And I'm still trying to rack my brain as to how there's a competition. We look at the Premier League situation, and you'd argue, yeah, you've got 13. Yeah. We've got 6. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Let's have a little gander as to when most of these came in. 30 to 31, 32 to 33, 33 to 34, 34 to 35. You've dominated back in the 30s. Yeah? The 30s. Just like we've dominated English football for the last 25 to 30 years. At what point, please tell me, at what point does 25 to 30 to 35 to 40 years, and again, I'll remind you, we're back, baby. We're going to keep racking up those trophies. First one started this, with the Club World Cup. At what point do these, neutrals or Arsenal fans or, Tottenham fans, you look at expressions, one of the main men for Tottenham admitting that Chelsea are now the biggest club in London. At what point does just the countless, just countless honours, FA Cup, 1999, 2000. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got the Carabao Cups, if you want to count them. We've even got our own community shields. We've got Premier Leagues. We've got 1, 2 Champions Leagues. We've got 2 Europa Leagues. We've been in the Europa League twice. We've won it both times. When we are in the Europa League, we win the fucking thing. We've won the Conference League. I know you say you don't want to win that, but I'm not even sure that if you were in it, that you'd fucking win it. I just don't. I don't actually back Arsenal as a team that can get it done because you have never showcased that you can get it done. We've won the Super Cup. We've won the Club World Cup twice. We have won everything. Everything that there is to win, Chelsea have done it. So the metric that I feel that people are trying to gauge, somehow they're clutching at straws. Nottingham Forest were once a huge team. Blackburn used to be a big... Leeds used to be one of the biggest clubs in the country. No one classes them as anything. Times change, and that's okay. Do you know the metric? Do you know the way to tell Today, Junior, do you know the way to tell if a team is good is that if it can stand the test of time? Chelsea, through thick and thin, through through takeovers, you name it, Chelsea have been through it. We've been at our worst points. And we still somehow won more than you in this period of time. And people will argue, well, it can't be. You're only looking at the last 25 years when Daddy Roman Abramovich bought you. Yes! We've dominated. We've dominated during this period of time. Where have you been in this 25 years? Nowhere to be seen. How? How can you go from the Invincibles? The Invincibles. The Invincibles are so impressive. Well, not really. In actuality, not at all. How can you go from that to then, by just, can I state, we beat that Invincible side in the Champions League, no less, and at their own gaff. How can you go from an Invincible side, a team that they would argue, they would debate until they're blue in the face, for lack of a better term, that was the best Premier League side of all time? But they've not won it since. It's weird, that, isn't it? It's a strange situation. Arsenal, this great big team, not won the Premier League since their best ever season, of which it's debated it wasn't that good. 12 draws. That's what I'll say. In conclusion, I would suggest, in fact, I know that Chelsea are better and a bigger club. Globally, a bigger club. Social media following, bigger club. Every metric you can think of, besides all your trophies you won back in before the World War, Chelsea are a bigger club. And it's okay. It's all right. You'll survive. You will survive. But maybe if you actually started winning some silverware, you might have a bit of a claim to reclaiming that title of being the biggest club in London once again. But until that time comes, it's Chelsea. And it has been, I would argue, if not before then, that night in Baku, it's ta-da for now. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. It's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. It's 10 o'clock. I look forward to seeing you Arsenal fans in the chat this season. My name is Harry. Up at Chelsea. And peace.